Hello, everybody. My name is Zach, aka the Weather Gamer, bringing you Commissioner Chat, Commissioner Corn. I don't know, it's Commissioner something, where I sit down and I talk with various commissioners about their leagues and some of the things that they've learned as commissioners, some of the things that they've struggled with, kind of to give you guys a behind the scenes of what it's like to run a league, especially like some of the stuff that some people don't even know about. Just that sort of thing. So today, very lucky to have Jetman here. His channel will be linked down below. Go show him some love. He runs the Lonely Draft League, which, if anybody remembers, I hope remembers, that is one of the partnered leagues within the Weather Gamer Network, and so it is really, really cool. This was hard to get lined up because Jetman is literally 13 hours ahead of me. So while you guys can see on the screen, it's 8:30 at night for me. It's like 9 o'clock in the morning for him. So
11:30 a.m. for me. Sorry.
Wait, did I do my math wrong? How many hours ahead of me are you? Are you 14 then?
So it could be 14 because if you're no, it's 13. No, 15 because it's 12 hours plus 3.
15. Wow. So yeah, you can see why this is such a hassle to try and get this set together, but what can you expect? He's Australian.
Don't know what to think of that. But
hey,
what's going on, guys? It is your boy from the land down under. Oops, sorry.
I was gonna say,
did I jump ahead?
My aunt used to live in Australia, so I got nothing against Australia.
Ah, awesome. Better not. I was going to start a league war here. But with that being said, guys, this is the boy from land down under, Jetman and I, bringing you Commissioner whatever it is starting with C. But so I'm the commissioner of LDL, the Lonely Draft League, and we have a massive history because we are now finishing up season 9 of our majors leagues. So I'm excited to talk to Zach today about just what goes on behind the league and just all the background stuff that you don't see as a normal coach.
So your league has what, 3 divisions? You have Majors, Evo, and Showdown? Yes,
we only started the Showdown this season, so it is a new addition to the LDL.
Alright, and Evo is like your version of the D League, basically?
Yeah, it is in a sense, but I don't like to call it the D League. I like to think of it more of a chance for coaches to learn how to play. I'll learn it from more experienced coaches, and then be able to get a feel of just how to play the game because I would randomize the leagues every season, but then I feel like it'd be a bit unfair to play someone who was just new in Pokemon and then rather face like Squid, who he was won 5 championships this season. So it's like, you can call it the D League, but I prefer to call it as a learning league, in a sense.
Okay. Well, I mean, I hate the term D League as well.
Yeah.
Just because, like, to me as a coach, if I get thrown in the D League, it makes me think that I'm not skilled enough. Like, I'm not good.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's something that I'm going to change for WWC as well. I've already got a new name for our D League. I've removed the D League.
Awesome.
So we're going to go with, I think, Alpha.
Yeah.
The Alpha League.
Awesome.
Because
that's the reason why we named it Evolution. Because we want you to evolve as players. And the Evolution League actually started out. Season 1 was basically an OU league where you made your teams, and then each player had their own coach from the what is now Majors League, and then we'd help them build and prep and then battle, and it turned into the Evolution League Season 2 as a draft format. So
that's actually a really cool idea.
Yeah.
Hopefully you don't mind if I borrow that sometime. That actually...
Go ahead.
That's exactly how I wanted D League to function when I first created it, or I guess Alpha now, which that's an exclusive for anyone watching because I wasn't planning to announce Alpha until Season 3 ended, but yeah, I mean, most people know the history of WWC. It was just a league that I started with a bunch of my friends, and it was a bad start to the league.
Everyone has those. It happens.
Well, here's the thing. I have only been playing competitive for about 18 months now, and
Okay.
when I started WWC, I'd only been playing competitive for 2 months. And so when I created my tier list, I thought, you know what? People keep saying that some of these megas and other mons are broken, and I don't see how they're broken. They're not that hard to beat based on one league's worth of experience. So somebody thought it was a good idea to unban Mega Salamence, unban Tapu Lele, and I unbanned Aegislash and allowed King Shield, which to this day I still don't think is that broken. I haven't seen it do a lot of work in 3 seasons. And I also put Greninja with Protein ability in Tier 2.
Gotcha. Yeah, I see how that affects now.
Yeah, and we had two teams drafted, and one team ended up with Megamence, Lele, Heatran. And another team ended up with Mega Latios, Lando T, Magearna, and Protein Greninja.
Crud. Wow, okay.
So, needless to say, I did not know what I was doing when I started this league.
Yes. And then I can take it, you got destroyed that season as well.
The Megamence team went 6-0 and proceeded to forfeit out. Apparently it was not challenging enough for them, so they just decided to leave. And their replacement coach
You had a team that good.
Yeah, their replacement coach never played a single match. So, Megamence...
that is one of the many problems about having people to take over teams. It's like...
Like, Megamence, I think, went 24-1 before he retired, so that tells you just how bad that went.
That's 4 kills a game.
I know, and its only death came at the hands of my Mega Swampert.
Jeez.
And
fair enough then.
That other broken team ended up being Spare, who was the WWC Season 1 champion.
Yeah, gotcha.
Because Magearna, Megalotti, Lando, and Protein Greninja were about impossible to break.
Oh yes, that's a massive combo to try and counter.
I almost beat it with Chandelure, but that was a mistake in carrying Haze over Energy Ball. Otherwise, I would have won that, but 'tis the past. But yeah, and then we also suffered through a lot of dropouts. Like, I think Season 1 we had all but 3 coaches drop that started the season.
Jeez, okay, yeah, gotcha.
And then we had replacements drop. And replacements of... At one point we had one team change hands 4 times in 3 weeks.
Yeah, okay.
So...
That's interesting.
Yeah, it was a rough Season 1, but... Things kind of ironed themselves out after Season 1. Season 2 was great. Season 3 has been phenomenal so far. Just all the coaches putting in super hard work. But that brings me to
a
point of, like, how do you handle forfeits? Because we had forfeit issues in Season 1 where... Someone forfeited... someone and their brother were in the league. Their brother won 9 straight, clinched his playoff spot, and then proceeded to forfeit his remaining games. And in doing those forfeits, it changed the order of the playoffs, forcing
Okay.
different matchups, and then so the person's brother ended up getting the easier matchup round 1, and then went to face his brother. His brother proceeded to forfeit semis to him, and so he advanced to the finals off of an easier matchup and a forfeit from his brother. And ever since then, I have refused to allow forfeits in playoffs, which is why you see when I came to you about, hey, Damien's got to drop out of playoffs. Do we put the next team up and that sort of thing? Because I don't want people to get to the championship via forfeit. Yeah,
that's fair. Yeah. So in LDL, how we handle it is, and I will go to your recent scenario about Damien. So in the Showdown League, which is the first season of it, we actually had Kyler. He was in hospital for his own reasons. So I was like, okay, fair enough. He was able to give me 4 days' notice before the end of the week. So I was like, okay, so Ari, you're fifth on the list. Are you able to jump in? And then Ari and his opponent battled, and then it all went out smoothly. But in the LDL, how we handle forfeits is, if you get two forfeits where it's your fault for the loss and you forfeit, you are then kindly removed from the league, just so that we can keep active players in the league and not just have the league die out sort of thing. Like for example, is that so we've had quite a few people forfeit, say like week 3, and then they forfeit week 9, and then they're removed from the league because that's their 2 forfeits for the season. We also like to have a rule where if it happens to you, if you apply for the next season, you don't get accepted until there's like no more spots left, sort of thing. And just to allow for more new people coming in, and just to give everyone a chance, sort of thing, because you have your one chance, and then you get your second chance if it comes.
Okay, so a little more drastic than what I've seen elsewhere. For example, NCL, which is run by Ian, Electricity in the server. If you forfeit twice, you stay in the season, but you don't qualify for playoffs.
Oh, okay.
So he keeps his coaches.
Gotcha.
But if they forfeit twice and say they finish as the top seed, but they forfeited twice, they're not in playoffs. The 9th seed goes in instead of them. So that, to me, that seems. I see that. That seems like a compromise to me between your system and my system, where I don't punish forfeits. Like,
yeah, it is. Yeah.
I did. Well, I guess I do punish them. I didn't start punishing them until this season, when you get 3. If I got 3 forfeits in a row, I replaced, because clearly that person's not gonna keep playing. They're not committed, and like you're
of course,
right.
Yeah.
The best way to keep the league alive is to shuffle people in that are gonna play and be committed. So I'm definitely gonna adopt something for season 3 of WWC, and your method is one that I'm gonna have to consider. Like, do I suspend people from playoffs?
And also in saying that, you go.
Do I suspend people from playoffs after 2, like Ian does, and then after 3, regardless if they're in a row or something, kick?
Well, yeah, exactly. Yeah, because I myself, I've also been in a few leagues and a few upload leagues where there isn't a deadline for the battles, and it all gets jumbled up, and then battles come late, and it all just ends up being like one big mess sort of thing. Yes, it does work out in the end, and that's because you have 20 battles happening in the last week, and it's like, don't really want that. Currently in the LDO majors, we have 8 battles a week, and it's like, okay, you have 1 week to do them. If you don't do them, I would know extension asked for by the end of the Saturday. I then require screenshots of the combo of your opponent, and I send it to the mod team, and then we work out who deserves a win more based on the factors that who was more available, who was more active to talk, and then the main factor is who messaged first. And then it provides incentives for the coaches to I don't want to schedule earlier, be the first to schedule. So then in that way, if they don't battle, and then it looks good in their favour to not get the forfeit loss.
Yeah, that's generally how I handle my forfeits. Is I look for who's the most active scheduling, and whoever is the most active scheduling gets the forfeit win. Like, it's such a precarious thing that you have to balance, and like I understand that people have lives, and sometimes like stuff just gets in the way, a health issue, death in the family, this and that. Like, I get it, people have
lives, of course,
but
yeah,
at the same time, like, I don't know, I struggle with being too nice, I guess, because I give out way too long of extensions. I don't kick people, because the majority of the coaches are my friends. They're people that have been, in the case of like Damien and Penguin and Crow, Raisachi even, these are people that have been with me since I started the server, and like none of them are ones that I'm talking about where I'd want to kick, but there are others that it's just like, you're my friend, I don't want to piss you off and all that. I know you're busy, but at the same time, we gotta keep this rolling.
Yeah, exactly. And that is the whole reason why that for extensions, I will only give a 1-day extension, unless, of course, for the fact that there's a death in the family, or even just a death in their close lives, and they have to sort of go to. And then also, say if they end up in the hospital with a broken leg and all that, because I myself have broken over 80 bones in my life due to the fact that I have brittle bones, which is also known as osteogenesis imperfecta. Yes, that's quite a lot. So I'm quite lenient in that sense. Yes, if there's a death, or if you have like an illness or that happen, that is fair enough. I will then grant you a 3-day extension, maybe even a week, just depending on us talking to you, and I see how you feel, and then I'll sort of do it that way. Because yes, as a league, you need to be strict, but there are times where you need to know to be lenient and to be fair, because then you just seem like a absolute butthole, essentially.
Yeah,
like, okay, yeah, fair enough.
You turn into a tyrant almost.
Yeah.
But I don't know, because for me, it's like immediately gives extension to Wednesday, and then like sometimes it's just like, okay, just get it done, or this and that, and like so season 1 we had so many matches get backed up so quickly because I didn't know what I was doing as commissioner. So I threw in a bye week, and I just said, look, everybody take a week off unless you have matches to play. You play your matches during that bye week. Otherwise, they become forfeits. And that's it. That's the end of it. There are no more extensions. And ever since then, like middle of the season, we play 6 games. I give the coaches a bye week, and then we play the last 6. Part of that is so we can get games caught up. The other part of that is just, it's a grind. It's, from a coaching standpoint, it's a grind to go 12 weeks in a row just doing the same thing. Building, calcing, prepping, battling, building, calcing, prepping, battling. It feels like a never-ending cycle sometimes. So, I mean, give them a week vacation, they go away, they come back rejuvenated, the back half of the season, playoff push, and it gets a lot more exciting.
Yes, it can, because for LDL Major Season 8, we actually actually had a 15-week season, and that drained everyone.
Good God.
Was it season 7? I think it might have been season 7, but and it was just so that every coach battled each other once, and it absolutely drained everyone. I think around week 10, we had to have a week break because everyone was like, yeah, nah, I can't be bothered, I'm done, sort of thing. So we were forced to basically have a week break, which happens.
Yeah, I definitely think the built-in buy is something that's definitely I'm keeping that around, but
yeah,
that does bring. You just said something and it brought something up in my brain. Just totally brain farted what it was. Playing everyone and rematches and that sort of thing, because that's another thing I've had mentioned, like playoff structure and rematches and all that. And I guess, how does LDL do its playoffs? Because right now the way WWC is, it's 2 8-man conferences. The top 4 go into playoffs, and generally it's 1v4, 2v3. So you end up with rematches, because the way I run the schedule is you play 5 games against the other conference, and you play your other 7 games in conference. So you play everyone in your conference once. So you get rematches. Yeah.
So for LDL, so for season 9, which is our current season right now for majors, and for every other one, for the majors, you so it's basically so you have 16 players or coaches, and then the top 8 coaches make it, and then you basically play 12 of the other 15 coaches. So there's 3 coaches that you don't play. But the previous seasons, we've had it where you have 2 conferences and then 4 divisions. So how it goes is basically you play everyone in your division twice, and then you'd play the other 4 coaches in your conference once also, and then you'd play 2 other coaches from the other conference as well. So that'd end up to be 12 matches, and it'd end up most likely going a division match, conference, interconference, conference, division. So yes, there is a chance that you can play a coach 3 times, because also the playoffs work. The playoffs work that, let me find it here with the main. So the playoffs work where the top seed from each division makes playoffs, and then it's the next best 2 seeds in a conference make the playoffs. So you can basically have it so where you have say for a conference, in one division you have first place make it, and then in the other division you can have first, second, third make it, just depending on how the standings go. But this season we decided to keep it simple and just do the top 8 coaches essentially.
Okay, so you are not bothered by rematches then?
Not really, because I see rematches as a harder battle to do, because say week 3 you go someone, you go all out, show everything that you have for them, and then in the week 12 we verse them again, and that coach knows exactly what you can do with that team, so he can then counter it and then sweep you. So I see it as a way to test a coach's true skills as a coach, because one big thing that I am all about is that if you block playoffs, do not show any extra tech that you've already shown, because then in playoffs you will be able to be read like a book. And that is something that you don't want. You're on the playoffs where everyone knows exactly what you can do, and it's like, okay, yeah, everyone knows what I can do. What do I do now? And it's like, okay, yeah, I can do this, but then he does have to counter it. I can do this, he does have to counter it. If I counter him, he does have to counter me. So it's like, it is all mind games essentially.
Yeah, and like I do like I don't like playing coaches twice in the same season. Like regular season, that part of rematches I hate. Just give me one game against each division opponent and call it a day. But playoff rematches to me are good because they push you to think outside the box. They push you to play harder.
Yes.
Like, for example, in AABL, which is Dane's league, I played Ian week 1, way under-prepped for his double water team. Like, he just ran up with me with Keldeo and Slowking.
Jeez.
And I had Mega Main, and I didn't bring it. And he 3-0'd me. And then I ended up playing him round 1 of the playoffs. He had changed his team to a sand team. And I didn't think I could beat Ian going into that match. And I knew because of the skill gap difference and that I had to pull some insane play out and just play balls out, and it forced me to get creative with my thinking. It forced me to get creative with my building. He had Excadrill, Hippowdon, and Nidoking. He had 3 ground types, and I still brought Mega Main.
Oh, of course, yeah.
And, like, he's not going to expect me to bring Main versus 3 ground types.
No, never.
So that's under prep. That's the part I love because I did that. I brought Stunspore Whimsy. I brought so much weird stuff just because I knew what I did last time failed. And in order to beat him, I had to be better. And so I personally love rematches, but it seems like the majority of my coaches don't.
Oh, that's fair. Everyone has their own opinion, but one specific rematch that I loved, going back into the LDL Season 5, which is the only season that I made playoffs in the LDL, and actually, the Blazing Squid, you may know him, may not know him, but he's younger brother called Isaac, and so how the season went, basically. So week 1 I played someone, week 2 I played Squid, swept him. Week 3 I played Calvin, which is a good friend of Squid and Isaac, swept him. And then for week 5 I legit had Squid prepped for Isaac, and Isaac ended up sweeping me. And then in the playoff I had Isaac week 1, and then I ended up sweeping him with a Z stockpile Kamala. Absolutely put in the utmost work. Swept him. Isaac had no counters to it. And then going into the semi-finals, I had to face Squid. So basically, Squid knew everything that I could do, from watching the match against Calvin, Squid himself, Isaac first match, and Isaac second match. So then, Squid was able to read me like a book and be able to make plays that he needed to do to be able to go on then to the finals. So yes, rematches can be annoying, but I see rematches as a fun way to be able to keep the league interesting, sort of thing.
Okay, that makes me feel a little better then, because I've been working on revamping for Season 4 with Sword and Shield right around the corner, which I know for you is a lot bigger deal, being a Wi-Fi. I mean, you have 2 Wi-Fi divisions and the Showdown division. Obviously, Showdown's going to have everyone every tier, but in Wi-Fi, you have a whole new metagame you've got to adjust to.
Well, yeah, and in saying that, I don't actually know if Showdown will have all mons yet, because I haven't told anyone about this. The thing is, the reason why LDL has been so not really so successful, but we've always done things different to others. Like for the Showdown League, for the first season in Sword and Shield, I want that to be able to just use the mons in Sword and Shield. As then for the future seasons, we can get to know how to tier the brand new mons in Gen 8. Because I say if you just use all the Pokemon sort of thing, not every Pokemon will get drafted from Gen 8. because people go, Arcanine, I know how to use it, I'll use that. This, that. And then to tie it in with the brand new mons, no one will know how to. So then they will end up neglecting them and then not using them. So for future tiering ways, you won't be able to know where to place these new mons. So I was thinking that for my Showdown League, I would most likely keep it as a Gen 8 dex only for the first season, and then move forward from there. So
okay, I know, because I'm really good friends with, or at least I think I'm really good friends with Panther, who runs APA. He's constantly talking about APA with me and all that. Their Showdown divisions are going to run with all Mons. Megas, if Z Crystals are going to be there, they're going to be there. And I'm just sitting there watching, because before I started partnering with servers, I would take a lot from APA. I borrowed, like, the tourney we just ran, or are currently running, the Gym Leader Challenge. They did that to determine who went into their D League, their Indigo League.
okay.
I borrowed their tiers for both the Ubers and standard seasons, which I just made some adjustments to. I really think that it's a precarious thing to run all mods because, like you said, people aren't going to know how to use them. The really cool looking ones, which, spoilers, I'm about to say some, like Corviknight, Galarian Weezing, trying to just think off the top of my head, a couple of Duraludon, like the really high-powered cool ones that everyone wants to use. Obviously, those are going to get used, but what about like whatever the bird that throws up a fish? That does not look very competitive. People are going to ignore that. They're going to go draft Pelipper or something else. And the other problem in doing that is there anything in this generation that doesn't go up into Ubers that stops the Big Five? Or are we going to have the Big Five just continue to be the Big Five of Lando, Kyurem Black, Coco, Mew / I can't think of the other one that gets drafted a lot is 6th, and Steela. Like, Zygarde and Mew, the Big Six, basically. Or is this just going to be another round of, we got some cool mons, but Lando T just wrecks everything still?
Yeah, basically.
Because that's why a lot of at least recently, a lot of Draft League players that I've talked to, the reason why they're people that have been playing Draft League for years and have been super reliable, and now they're suddenly dropping out of leagues completely because they're tired of the Lando T's just running shop. So, I don't know, it's very precarious because I've thought about it too. I've thought about just running all Mons but taking away Z Crystals. Like, that's not a thing anymore. We're not going to use them. Z Crystals are banned because it's tiring. We've done it for, 3-4 years now. Let's move on to something. But I want to keep the Megas around because I enjoy using Megas, and there's a ton that I haven't gotten to use.
Big Jack, sorry, bro.
But at the same, my compromise to that is to, instead of Z captains, you'd have Dynamax captains, because every mon's going to be able to Dynamax. We know that. So, instead of Z captains, you get a Dynamax captain or something like that. Or open Dynamax, but whatever restrictions or something to experiment with. But then if we're going to include Megas, let's make a slot where you can either have a Mega or a Gigantamax mon. Because Gigantamaxing is basically Mega Evolution, but for 3 turns. And so I think that'd be kind of a cool way to keep the Megas around, but also put spotlight on the Gigantamax mons.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, going to Gen 8 will be interesting per se. I reckon that it'll be a tough start, it'll be a tough start for Wi-Fi leagues because with the whole Jennings situation going on with Nintendo, it'll be rough. and you can't really rely on the one person to be able to gen for 16 to 32 people. And it's like, okay, yeah. So as a Wi-Fi league, going into Gen 8 will be tough. Going to Gen 8 to be tough. So it may have to happen that we go to Showdown for one season of our majors, but just keep it as like a Wi-Fi rules set league, essentially, and then hopefully into a future season we are able to do Wi-Fi on the Switch. But like before, it all just comes down to the genning aspect of it, and which is going to be tough because I'm going to look into getting genning, but then I would also need other tech-savvy people that can also do it, that are also willing to participate in a league and be able to gen for 20 other people shared. So
yeah, well, if genning is simple on the Switch, even if I'm not participating, I would more than happily, if I can learn how to gen, and it's pretty simple, I'll gen for LDL. Like, that's no big deal to me because
yeah,
if it doesn't take a lot of time. Because, for example, and I promise, I'm going to sign up for LDL at some point. I just am juggling.
You better.
I will be in LDL. I hope to see you in WWC at some point. Because I just got into...
I will be, don't worry.
I just got into LTPL, so I'm working my way around. I did LMC. I'm going to go back to LMC at some point because I've found new joy
Awesome.
in Little Cup, and LDL is on my list, especially because I want to get into Wi-Fi. I feel like this is the perfect time with Sword and Shield and how easy it is for me to record with my Elgato, record the Switch, that this is the time to break into it. And I know we're partners, and I should just sign up for LDL, but I did sign up for APA's.
That's so good.
Yeah, I did sign up for APA's D-League, or Academy, I guess.
Yeah.
And the only reason I did that is because my goal is to someday play against Dan and Panther and Joey and, the big crew. I want to get my career there.
Yeah.
And APA's Wi-Fi Academy League, they take people out of there to go up into APA main, which is where I get my shot at that. So it's not like I'm just saying, screw LDL, I'm never going to do LDL, I'm never going to play Wi-Fi with them. No, I just need to get my foot in the door, and then I'm coming there, because I feel like you can only do Showdown for so long before you need to take that next step.
Yeah.
And get into Wi-Fi. And
exactly.
I'm wanting to do it. And so I'm definitely going to keep an eye out for when you guys launch Season 10. Because I do. And, I don't know. How soon do you think you're going to launch, after Gen 8? Because I'm really hesitant to launch right away. I'm actually thinking...
Well...
January, February almost, just to let it sort itself out. Yeah.
So what we did start of this year, we launched Season 8 at start of this year. Did that, had enough season, and now we're into Season 9. So what the plan is to have our finals match finish 1 or 2 weeks before the launch of Gen 8, and then we're going to have a league war with PBAL or not PBAL, BRL, yes, because they call that on Twitter,
and
that's a league war,
going there.
We can get into that soon. We can get into that soon. But yeah, I'm looking to launch as late as midway through January, and just so that we are able to fit in at least 2 seasons and 2 off seasons in a year.
Okay.
Essentially.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So that sounds about like my plan then, because I want to give Gen, partially because obviously I'm going to be recording Sword and Shield, and that's going to take up a ton of my time. But I also want to give this generation time to mature and get the tiers put together, because I still have a bad taste from Season 1 of WWC where I just. It was gross. Mistakes were made.
Yeah, so also, I'm going to give you a bit of background insight into the LDL history here because I know you mentioned that your goal is to play with Dan, yeah, A-Drive, yeah?
Yeah. A-Drive, Joey, Pan, like, the guys that you see do this for a living.
Yes. So, at the start of this year, we'll end of last year, my ex-partner in crime, Lazy Ghost, who now retired from Jetman, sadly, I was able to him, okay, Lazy, I want to start an upload league. How do we go about this? And he was okay, do this. And I was okay. What if I try and get A-Drive into it, sort of thing? And he was like, if you can do that, that'll be amazing. So, I was in the PGL with Crimson Seabad, messaged a mate I also had who is a subscriber in Discord. They were both able to message A-Drive, and then I was able to get myself, Lazy, A-Drive, and Crimson Seabad in a group chat together to talk about starting an upload league. Now, it was going perfectly, swimmingly, had pretty much most of our coaches that we wanted in this league. And then sadly, Crimson also retired from Pokemon, and then it was my fault and Lazy's fault that A-Drive, and it fell through sadly. But LDL almost had an upload league with, like, if that happened, that would have been crazy.
Yeah, I mean, if that had happened, and then you had partnered with me after that, I would have been even more shell-shocked than I was when you originally agreed to partner with me, because, like...
Yeah, kind of breaking up, sorry.
You were hanging with the big boys.
Yes, I was, yes. I had a chance, and I just let it slip through my fingers, and I'm absolutely angry at myself, because it's like, LDL would be so much bigger now if we'd had those two names, continued it, able to getting 6-foot hacks and all that later on in the season, and just make LDL the league that everyone wanted to be in. Because at that point in time, the WBE wasn't starting up for a while. The UCL went all downhill. And then we also had the fact that I think it was NPL and GBA were beginning to fall apart. It's like, okay, there's a chance for a new upload league to smash through, come through the ranks, and I let it slip through my fingers. So it's my own fault, but it just proves that LDL was here to play. And also LDL, I like to say that it is the toughest non-upload required Wi-Fi league out there, because I can guarantee you that any other Wi-Fi league isn't as tough as LDL's major league, basically. Because let me go through the coaches very quickly.
I mean, I've got them pulled up right here, and like I see the Winnipeg Jellicents, Mega Matt. He ripped up WWC when he came in. I mean, he body bagged me. Iowa Cub Shoes, Demons. He ripped up WWCD, which I now realize he was way overqualified for.
Basically. So let's look at it. So you have the Slovenia Slow Bros, who is Marolt, who I'm not sure if he's won any championships, but this man always plays well in Upload League. Like for the EWT currently, he is undefeated 3-0 with the host Automatic himself, the Bison Squid, who has basically won 5 Upload Leagues this year. So he's won 5 championships this year, which is crazy. You have Mega Matt, which is a LDL Season 5 champion. Season 5 or Season 6 champion? No, Season 5 champion. You have myself, who was absolute trash, about that, and then you have the Iowa Cub Juice, Carlos. Carlos is an absolute god tier player. Like back in like season 7 and 8, it was always Carlos and Lazy Ghost at the top 2 fighting head to head. Carlos is a player that's just unreal. You just never know what he's going to bring. And you have Apollo M. Apollo is 14, but this man has more knowledge than anyone about Pokemon building at all. Like, this man is crazy. And in saying that, in our league, this kid is 14 years old, and this kid legit has given me sets that has counted a whole team just from the one Pokemon. It's like, dude, I know how. and okay, and even in our Evo League, we have Preston, or P2 VGC, who has competed at Worlds before, and now he's making the transition to Draft League, and this man is in the finals for the Evo League. Basically, we just have players on players, and even the Swansea Swaners, Professor Beware, Jack. This kid is also young, and he just has talent. And then you're going down to the Russellville Rockets, Reddy Blue Wizard, decent player, Mike Kryptonite in Draft League, Victor Bilbertini, Spartan, a man who doubts himself, but has skill that can beat the best when he's confident in his own skill. Then you have the local Trevenant, Alejandro, went 12-0 in the Evo League last season. Then you have Charizard Zemian, who is a commentator for VGC and who has knowledge about Pokemon, and is just absolute top tier bloke that knows how to play Pokemon. The Birmingham Jolts DJ, learning the game as he goes, and is improving every game he has, which is amazing to see because I picked him as the season 9 winner of the season behind myself, and it's like, this man has talent. And then you go to the Seattle Sandstorm, who was a new addition to this season, over 29, who was also in the EWT, and he has talent. This man has talent when he drafts his own. And you go to the Utah Valley Talent Flame, Jordan. This man loves the gimmick and is able to use the gimmick and rock with it. Like this season, he has drafted Stall and has had 5 matches go to timer. He has had a match this season go to 137 turns. This man knows the gimmick and knows how to play it well.
And you have,
it's the worst. Trust me. I had to face it, and it was 6-5. And then we were in a stall match, and I was like, okay, look, if I want to win this, I have to do something now. A 40-minute battle, I only just won 1-0, so it was tough. And then Braden came through Evo last season, moved up. Sadly, has not found his niche this season, but is still an awesome player. And then you have Isaac, the little squid that probably hasn't used his resources as well this season, but I know this guy and he can play. And our majors is just full of players that are scary. Like, I can tell you that no one was locked in playoffs until like 2 weeks ago out of and it's a 12th league right now. Like, no one was locked in playoffs until week 9. Like from 1st to 7th is 9-2, and then 7th is 7-4. Like, this season absolutely tight. Like, currently right now for our 3rd spot for relegation, we currently have 4 coaches up or 5 coaches up for it, and it's like, this is absolutely crazy. Like, last week we had a possible chance of 6 coaches locking in that number 8 spot for the playoffs, and it's like, this season has been our closest but our most eventful, and that is the reason why LDL is just a league that everyone wants to talks about in a server, because this league is just tough and it is just absolutely close the whole way, and that is the reason why that I love the relegation promotion thing out of our Wi-Fi leagues, because then it gives an incentive for people that are not making playoffs to still play well, as then they don't just play crap, just play to play, so they have a reason to stay with the best in LDL, and people in the Evo League want to play the best so they are able to make the majors and compete with some of the best that we have in the Pokemon community. So
yeah. I know the thing with Dan fell apart, and you mentioned during that, like, wanting to get LDL like on that same level as WBE and the big leagues.
Yeah.
And that's kind of the same thing that I'm trying to do with WWC. Eventually I will try to launch a Wi-Fi, but probably will never. It's on the list of to-dos, but honestly, the more I think about it, the less I want to launch Wi-Fi and just say, hey, because of the partnership, like, I'll boost WWC as like a Premier Showdown league, and we'll get you into the same. We'll get LDL into the same respect and name as APA and that. Like,
yeah, of course.
Just I can feel, even though like, I can't see you. I can feel the passion as you're talking. I can hear the passion, and I know that
like,
you love this. I know you have a tattoo of this league, don't you, on your shoulder?
I was just going to mention that actually. Yes. So going back into the history, if you want, of like just LDL here, if you want to now, can I?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay. So LDL started back in. Well, didn't start back in, but LDL started on Facebook in a group called TLTPG, the Lonely Trainers Pokemon Gang, and this group was started just to basically give people on Facebook that play Pokemon but had none of their friends play it. So they'd go in this group and just be able to create a community of lonely players, quote unquote lonely, and then be able to join a community and just build a massive family. Like, it has gotten to the point where I joined back in 2015, 2016, I think it was. Like, I'm currently my 4th year in TLTPG, and these guys are my family. I did have them tatted on me as my first tattoo. Like, these blokes are family. And so LDL was actually started by Blazing Squid and the Thumb Brothers too, and those boys are some of closest mates. So they started LDL back in, I think it was 2015. They started it, I think. Yeah, they had 2 seasons. Season 3 came along, which is a season we don't talk about because it fell through. Then season 4 came along. I joined season 4, which was my second ever draft league. Drafted 3 fire types. Week 1 match against Isaac. Swept Katana 6-0. So everyone was going, okay, crap. This guy can play. What's going on? What have we done? And then it turns out that I ended up missing playoffs by 2 matches, and it is what it is. And then next season, I actually had Lazy Ghost, who took over LDL, I'm pretty sure, season 4 after it fell through season 3, and basically took me under his wing and taught me everything that I know now about Pokemon, other than what I learnt myself. And so that season, I went on to make the semi-finals of my 3rd ever draft league, essentially. And at that point, I think after a year being in TLTPG, I was added to the administrator group because when I first joined TLTPG, they basically had their own gym league, which I tore through in 3 weeks. So there was 8 gym leaders and 4 Elite Fours and then a champion, and I basically hopped straight down, chose 12 mons, put them in, and then put it forward, and then I was just challenging each gym leader when I could. So there was one match that I didn't lose, but I lost because there was a forfeit that happened. Well, there was a DQ that happened. I was going to win anyway, but the DQ happened on the other guy's end, and they blamed me for it. So we're like, I just free battle, blah, blah, blah. Came through, swapped it all, then became a champion of Gen 6 for TLTPG, was added to their admin group for the TLTPG. Then I was also added into the LDL admin group, I think coming into season 5, yeah. And then during season 6, Lazy Ghost had a personal problem, which he had to leave. No one knew what was going to happen to LDL, and I just stepped up, took it over, took it under my wing, and just took charge essentially because I had to. I love drafting that much. I was into it, loving it, and I just took over LDL, took it on my wing, and that season I actually went 1-11, believe it or not. The season that Lazy Ghost left, I went 1-11, and then so from then on, I've just basically run LDL with my admin team, which has changed over the past seasons because we need new faces, people leaving, and people want to focus just on Pokemon and not having to help run it sort of thing, which happens. But yeah, so season 6 didn't die out, thankfully. I think season 7 I think it was season 6. And let me do the math quickly. 6 to... No. Okay, so season 7, we started the Evolution League season 2, essentially. So we basically had the season 2 go on, and then that was season 7 of our LDL. Sorry, give me a second here quickly.
Yeah, not a problem. So Jet mentioned that the season he took over majors, he went 1-11. And trust me, as a fellow commissioner, I understand how that goes. Because I finished season 2, 2-9, or 3-9, just rolled.
Yeah.
I think he's got 3 leagues to run, and the only thing I can say to equivalent that, because D League wasn't around for season 2, is the fact that I was also doing PRs and power ranking, or PRs are power rankings, and pick'ems, and all of it on my own. Like, I had an analyst crew, but they recorded a few with me, plus updating docs, plus this and that and this and that. So as a commissioner, especially if you're a coach commissioner, it's incredibly hard to consistently do well.
Oh, it is.
Even in your own league, because you are juggling the team building, the prep, all the prep work, the battle itself for your team alone, and then you still have to juggle making sure everyone plays their games, making sure the stats are correct on the spreadsheet. Granted, you guys don't use a spreadsheet, and that's something...
Not anymore, yeah.
That's something for future we need to talk to, because I did reach out to Automatic about switching WWC over, but because of where our time is, we'll have to do that a different episode.
Yep, of course.
Then on top of that, you potentially in a week you have to deal with the fact that people are dropping out and finding replacements. And so being commissioners and coaches is hard. Being coaches is difficult. I understand that. I'm not saying anything different, but this is kind of a message to some people, because some people just don't understand. It is hard to be a commissioner. It takes a lot out of you. I personally, why I'm also delaying season 4 of WWC, is it's nonstop. You just go and go and go and go and go. And you see, I had to drop power rankings and pick'ems this season just because I could not handle it all with the D League as well, or Alpha League now. It's hard. It takes a lot out of you.
Like, I like to think of it as a full-time job that you don't get paid for.
Basically, yeah.
Because it is. Like the head of TRTPG, Ray Blue Wizard, stepped down last, I think midway through this year, stepped down as the president of TRTPG for a bit because he was starting to hate Pokemon because he felt as though it became a job and no longer a hobby sort of thing. And which is a sad thing to see, because Rady, awesome bloke, loves his Pokemon and loves the group that he has created since 2013, and it's like, and it can absolutely drain you. And that is why that I recommend anyone looking to start a league is to get an admin team behind you that you know well, and you believe that they will be able to help you out, because I've seen admin teams that are there and do absolutely nothing. Yes, they may talk behind the scenes, but I've legit seen some. Well, so when I took over back in season 6, I ended up joining, I think, like 7 other draft leagues at that point, and it got to the point where I was into the draft leagues, playing them, learning as I went along, and just it ended up turning into me running 5 different draft leagues at once, because just the docs weren't getting updated, so I was doing it myself every other game, and it's like, okay, everything drained me. So I took a step back, because after season 7 we had an IE off season, and I was like, look, okay guys, I'm going to take a step back, focus on myself, get my game right. And I came back and was just fresh, ready to go. And then for season 8, I was able to run out, and then I was able to run our Evolution Season 3 league. Also able to run our season, our season 8 of the LDL. And then, because I was running LDL, I was like, okay, look, because at that point we had 2 leagues with 16 coaches each. I was like, okay, look, if we want to grow, we need to make the move to Discord, because TRTPG tried to do it 6 months prior, but no one in the group moved over there because there was no incentive to move over to Discord. So what I did with LDL was I was asked, basically, guys, we're going to finish these 2 seasons, and then for the off season will be played on Discord only. So if you want to be a part of LDL still, you have to move over. We ended up having all 32 coaches move over, and then the off season went good, and then we had our and then we had season 2. Then we moved to Discord season 3 for Evo, and then season 8. Discord. Sorry, my fault. Yeah, so season 7, season 2 of Evo was held on Facebook. Then moved to Discord. Season 3 of Evo, season 8 of Majors, and that transition was really rough because I think Evo we ended up having 6 coaches drop. Essentially, we had coaches going AFK, not doing their battles. Like, it ended up getting to the point where I think out of 12 weeks, week 9, I was basically like, yeah, look, I'm done. Do what you want, because I was sick of having to chase over 20 people. Like there was a match battled in week 5 that had not been submitted by week 12. I was just had to tag the dude twice every day to make sure he did it, and he still never did. And so I can okay, yeah, fair enough, pissed me off. AU1 essentially. So it ended up getting to the point where at the end of season 3 of Evo, I was like, okay, look, yeah, it's over. But for season 4, if we're going to continue it, I want to be able to use the automatic draft website, because I'd used it for upload leagues before. Okay, this is awesome, easier. It is also easier to and then keep track of, because I was doing the stats for Evolution League and also Majors by myself, essentially, with a bit of help from Lazy and also Matt as well, and also Alejandro sometimes. But it got a good point where I was drained, so I hit up Automatic, joined his Patreon, so I was able to run as many leagues as I want on it. So it was perfect. Joined it, and then he set it all up, and then we ended up testing it with our off season, with the normal regular off season with points to test if points would work for our main season. It worked, sweet. So we got Majors and Evo set up on it. I was like, okay, sweet, awesome. And I was like, okay, look, I want to start a showdown league. I want to be able to broaden our horizons to be able to ensure that we aren't a one-way league with just Wi-Fi. I want to be able to make our league big enough so that we can have multiple players in here that have the option for showdown and also Wi-Fi. And that is the reason why that I decided to start the showdown league, and it also made it easier because of just because of the way the website's held. It is easier to be able to just input stats. All I have to do is just do the trades myself, make sure the points are legal, and then just confirm matches basically, and then just make sure that each match has 6 kills in it, and then how many kills for the other team. So it saves about an hour per league of time every week, which is awesome.
Yeah, it's definitely something that I'm considering. Like I said, I reached out to Automatic. October 1st, I'm gonna hit his Patreon, and we're gonna work on it. I'm meeting resistance from coaches and other people about it. So I don't know what's going on with that.
Not everyone's a fan of it, but I'm gonna sound like someone really mean here, but I see it as the way that if people don't like it, to be able to move forward, you need to have an open-minded mindset, essentially. Like, you need to be able to accept the new and go with it, because I'm gonna get started for this, but I see people that don't like it, are lazy because they don't want to input their own stats. They just want to battle, have the battle over and done with, and then move on to the next week. And it's like, okay, yeah, fair enough. But to run a draft league, it's I do you a solid, you do me a solid thing. Like, you have to give and take with it. Like, it can't just be run by the one person itself, because then it puts a lot of stress on them, and then it ends up dying out most of the time.
Yeah, the things that I've gotten are not because people don't want to put their stats in. The things that I've heard from coaches that want to stay on the dock system is because...
Can't hear you again, Zach, sorry.
I'm sorry, I'm having a little internet issue here.
Good, it happened, mate. I can hear you, so it's all good.
Are you able to hear me?
Here and there, sort of thing?
The issues that people have brought up to me is the fact that with the docs, like, I don't know if you've looked at one of WWC's docs. I can link it to you at some point and you can take a look at it. But when I build the doc, because I build most of it and then I have other people code it for me because I'm terrible at coding.
Yeah.
But I personalize... Actually, let me just grab WWC's doc and you can see it.
Yep. I have it now, actually.
You do have... Oh, you went up and got it.
Yeah.
So, like, if you look at my page or Jake's page or... Spare did his page. I'm not messing with that. But you see that I take their logo colors and I make the doc more personal for them. And that's what a lot of people are missing. Is they're missing that customized that page. They want to see see that sort of thing. So that's where that resistance is. It's not that they're lazy and they don't want to put their tiers in. They just put their stuff in. They just prefer the not being caught in a system, the personalization of it.
Okay, yeah. Well, I just sent you the doc for LDL Season 8. And
yeah, I'm trying to
it was
load it right
for
now.
me, yeah. Yeah, like, so I was able to get this doc off the league that I was in back when I was in the 7 leagues. And I basically, I asked them if I could use it, copied it over, and then just changed the whole color scheme to my own sort of thing. And I run with this. So how it basically was if you entered stats into the person's weekly regular season matches, it'd then update their roster for their kills, and then it'd also update for their standings and then for the MVP table all automatically, so you not have to do it all yourself manually. So I guess it saved time, but using the website is easier for a commissioner as well. But I do understand the fact that it just looks plain and sort of boring, you could say, like an ISO sort of thing. But I do know that Order is working on updates that he'll be slowly releasing out in the near future, which will hopefully be able to go into that sort of
and
look.
That's kind of where I'm trying to convince some of these coaches that are debating coming back now because I'm trying to switch over, is to just give it a chance. So, but
yeah.
Okay.
Well, like I say, just and try it once and get like fair enough. Sort of thing.
Yep. So, well, we have hit the 108, 109 basically mark, so we are a little over time here. I'm gonna call this episode just
good
for the sake of things. So thank you guys for
watching. Had the best league over time, so it's all good.
Don't think that this is going to be one and done. As long as Jet is willing to sit down again sometime, we will have him back on.
I'm happy to, because I have a lot more to talk about.
Yeah, so do I. So don't think that Jet's gone after this episode. He's not. We'll have him back. I am going to try and rotate around a little bit. I want to get Ian and Hydra on here next, just so they can talk about LTPO. Gearin, if he's got time, we'll get him on for LMC. Granted, again, LMC kind of was birthed out of WWC, so, but don't worry.
One thing that
at some point, if we can make it work, because Jet is 15 hours ahead of me, but Ian and Hydra, Eon, and I called him Ian again, and I'm gonna hear it from him if I do it again, but Eon and Hydra are 7 hours ahead of me, so for them, it's like 3 o'clock.
I'm willing to wake up early. So. I am willing to wake up early, so stay up late, just to get us all into the chat, because I reckon that'd be an awesome chat to listen to for everyone's living, and it'll be great. One thing I do want to say before we end this thing is, guys, join the Legend League server, because in future talks with me, you will be able to see the Discord transformation that has happened with the league, and also we're also hosting monthly random battle tournaments where you are able to win 1 month of Discord Nitro, so where you can boost a server of your choice, or preferably the Legend League server. And we're also beginning to start to host monthly tournaments. So even if you aren't in our draft leagues, you also have a chance to be able to be in a tournament monthly to be able to engage you in the server, because as well as the Weather Game family, we're also a family, and I like to think of the Weather Game server as a close cousin.
Yep, and I can attest, I've been hanging out in the Lonely League server since we partnered. For some reason, Jetman decided to put me on the staff because I can see the staff. That blew me away, but I can attest it is a very friendly server. It's a perfect Wi-Fi league. Like, it's a great community. Definitely join it. Jet, I am not gonna put the LDL open link that you gave me in the description of the video, just solely to protect LDL, because we have had some unfortunate situations of trolls coming through off my YouTube links. So,
I welcome them in, because are going to give me a chance to let loose and just give up Aussie rage to them. So I welcome it.
Yeah. So
bring it on.
In order to kind of protect LDL just a little bit, even though Jet is more than willing to like go off on people.
Oh, that's fair.
It won't be linked. You can join the Weather Gamer Discord, and there is a permalink that takes you directly into LDL from there. You don't even have to stay in the Weather Gamer server. I'm never going to require people to sit in there. So you can come in through that description down there, get yourself over to LDL, and hang out there. It is super chill, super cool. Highly recommend it. Jet's good. Jet's got a great mod team behind him, excluding me, because I don't really do much over there. So definitely.
You're just there to sort of help out if need be, mate. It's all good.
Yeah, so definitely check him out. His YouTube will be linked down below as well. He does upload. It's good quality content. It's another person that you can watch to learn how to do Draft League, especially Wi-Fi Draft League, because that's not something that I provide to you guys right now. Luca and Jaden are down there, 2 amazing graphic artists, 2 amazing friends. Their Twitters and DeviantArts are linked. Like I said, the Discord server. Trying to think. Twitch is down there. We may do one of these live. So if you want to go hit the follow button on the Twitch, we could do that live. You get the notification for that, and that's all that's going to be down there. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you to Jet again for taking time out of his very busy schedule and his very busy day to coordinate this, sit down, and talk about LDL. I really do appreciate it, man.
You're welcome, mate. Thank you for having me on, and I look forward to the future talks we have.
Yep. So all that being said, guys, we're going to get out of here. We'll see you guys next time.